Hey everybody, today's Friday. Let's talk about every game happened on Thursday, March 12th. Let's talk about the first game. The first game is the Sixers. They lost to Detroit 109-131. With Tyrese Maxey out, Quentin Grimes, he's the first option. 32 points, 32 minutes. He needs to be rostered. Minus 28, 14 points, 1 for 8 from 3. VJ Edgecombe, I mean, he's already getting high minutes anyway. 2 blocks and 10 points. I think now even Justin Edwards could be picked up. Dominic Barlow as well. They're playing him at the center. He can get you a bunch of defensive stats. Pretty solid player. And they're going deep into their bench. I think Cameron Payne is someone you could also stream for some threes, points, and assists. For Detroit, easy win. Kate Cunningham had 13 assists and 2 steals and only 8 points. Really not really trying that hard to get to beat them by 20 plus points. Jalen Duren played just 14 minutes, 15 minutes, had 4 fouls, had a double. Duncan Robinson hit 5 threes, and Isaiah Stewart went 5 for 5. On this team, Duncan Robinson, you could always stream him for threes, and Isaiah Stewart, you stream him for rebound and blocks. Moving on to the next game, we have Phoenix beat the Pacers 123-108. And how about Devin Booker? He was out. It was super frustrating to have him for the majority of the season. And, he's playing really well this past week. 43 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, steal and block. He took 31 shots. It is versus the Pacers, right? 4 threes, 11 for 11. Huge game from him. Jalen Green also had a huge game. Maybe it's just because of the Pacers. Colin Gillespie played all right, 5 assists and a steal. But, Iguodala, 100% must roster, 3 blocks, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. Yeah. We'll look at the Pacers. From game to game, you don't know who is going to get what minutes. Ethan Thompson out of nowhere played 38. But do we trust? Zubac actually came and played 16 minutes. Do we need to roster him? Not really. He eats into Jay Huff's minutes. So I think unless there's a back-to-back, I wouldn't hold on to any of these guys. Angel Nimhart played just 17 minutes. So I think everybody is pretty much a drop unless there is a back-to-back and, your league has limited acquisitions. So use one to get 2 or 3 games out of these guys. Or, sometimes you could wait for the tip-off and see who is starting. Like Jarris Walker played 26 minutes. He usually gets a lot of minutes, but you don't know. Especially, they get blown out so much as well. You just don't know how many minutes these guys are going to play. Moving on to the next one, the Washington Wizards. After they got Bam dropped 83 points on them, they went to overtime, 131-136. And again, it's hard to predict the minutes. Alex Sarr played 23 minutes. Still, if he's playing, you got to play him. 2 steals and 5 blocks, great game, 16 points. And Trae Young, played 21 minutes. And honestly, we should not expect Trae to play 30 minutes. 90% of the time, there might be one game they give him 30. The fact that he's playing is all right. Like, he's going to give you 6 to 7 assists in 20 around minutes, 15 points. If you need assists and threes and points, you're not going to find a better guy on the waiver wire than Trae. So I think if you need those categories, you hold on to him. And, maybe some games he plays 25 minutes. Trae Johnson goes 1 for 11. Pretty brutal game. Bilal Galibali played 29 minutes. That's good, but next game he could just play 20. Again, I think it'll be the same strategy because none of the Wizards guys really have that upside. Of course, Sarr has it. Trae Young has it. Like, they could go off for 30 points any game. But all the other guys, it's hard to trust them. So, unless there's a back-to-back, I wouldn't really touch any of them. Because they could, even if they start, they would play 15 minutes. For the Magic, Banchero struggled. Huge. Just 4 for 13, 10 for 14. Come on. He's a huge negative to your efficiency. Wendell Carter Jr. played well, 19 and 11, 2 steals and 2 blocks. And Tristan da Silva won the game from him, 4 steals and 2 blocks, 26 points. He's going into that territory that we need. He's almost must roster. He's playing too well not to roster him. Especially when you need efficiency, you need threes and defensive stats. He's been playing super well and getting a lot of minutes too with Anthony Black out. Jalen Suggs, of course, 8 steals, 2 blocks, great game, and Desmond Bain continues to put up decent numbers, 22 points and 2 threes here. It is versus the Wizards, so you do expect everybody to have a good game. Moving on to the next game, we have the Brooklyn Nets and Atlanta Hawks, 97-108. No surprise, this is a funny season. Noah Clowney played just 20 minutes. So I think as of 2 weeks ago, he was getting 30. So this is another issue with bad players on bad teams. How many minutes are they going to play? Game to game, you don't know. So it's tough to even stream them, even if they start. So strategy should be the same. Unless there's the back-to-back, maybe just don't touch any of these guys. Of course, it depends on the situation on the waiver wire. If you don't really have any other good options, right? And you're looking for threes and defensive stats and some points, Noah Clowney is a really good option, right? Next game, he could have 20 points and 4 threes. The rest of these guys, I don't really trust any of them. This is the Brooklyn Nets. I would not really stream any of these guys. For the Atlanta Hawks, there are so many good fantasy players on this team, starting with Okongwu. Since Porzingis got traded, he's just been going off. 2 steals and 4 blocks here. 9 rebounds, amazing. He's going to have a big finish the next couple of weeks. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, same thing, 2 threes, 3 steals, and 18 points. CJ is going to give you points and threes, of course, and Jalen Johnson almost had a triple-double as well. 2 steals and 4 threes. So, yeah, these 4 starters are playing very well together. And Jonathan Kuminga, I know there's a lot of hype about him, like he had a couple of good games, but the reality is, look, he played 20 minutes here, he was a minus 11, had just 2 points, did have 9 rebounds. It's in certain situations he can really pop off, going for 30 points, but I think outside of like getting a bucket, there are a lot of areas like he still needs to work on. So yeah, I think there's just too much hate towards Steve Kerr. There is a reason that he wasn't getting. Maybe Steve Kerr sometimes he's overdone it, right? If he sees you making a couple mistakes, he's gonna pull you. Maybe you should let him play and grow from it. Give him opportunities to make mistakes and learn from it. But yeah, there is a reason he's not. He's not an all-star player yet. So, all right, move on to the next game. We have the Bucks lost to the Miami Heat, 105-112. After dropping 83 points, Bam had just 21 points here. Bucks, they got Kevin Porter Jr. back, first game back, great game. Only 6 points, but 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. Love the fact that he even came back this quickly. Ryan Rollins came off the bench, but still got 32 minutes. I'm not too worried. They're gonna find minutes for him. 2 3, 16 points, 10 assists, really good game. And Giannis is still playing, so that's good. That's good news for fantasy owners. 31 points, 7 for 11 from the free throw line, are still in the block. And Miles Turner, I think he's definitely droppable at this point. Gets around 20 minutes, and unless you need blocks, if you need threes, there's so many better other options out there. So if you need blocks, you have him. Otherwise, drop him. We look at the Miami Heat. Kawhi Leonard, yes, he's absolutely must roster. He didn't have the best game because he has to play against Giannis, and Miles Turner. 13 rebound and a block is still good. Just look at his minutes. If he plays a Wizard team or some Mickey Mouse team, he's gonna pop off. As we see him doing earlier this week. Davion Mitchell, very consistent, give me 5 assists and 3 3. That's good. We could stream him and Ben Adebayo. Just 21 points here. And Perry Larson had a 28-point game. Yeah, if you're looking for rebound, assists, and points, he's pretty solid. They're also dealing with a lot of injuries, the Miami Heat. The next game is, out of nowhere, the Mavericks, they beat the Grizzlies, but out of nowhere, you have Chris Middleton come off the bench playing 25 minutes, but had 35 points, had 8 threes. It's hard to predict those things. And then some of the starters didn't really play that well. Max Christie and RJ Marshall, they only got 24 minutes each. Daniel Gafford, big game, 14 rebound and a block, and Cooper Flag, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, a block, and 13 points. The fact that he's still playing, he's going to get some rest on a lot of back-to-backs, but, decent enough. It's hard. The Mavericks is another team. You just have to, if there's a back-to-back, I think it's a no-brainer. You stream these guys like Chris Middleton, RJ Marshall, Max Christie. Otherwise, it's hard, man. Even, these guys started to get 20 minutes, 24 minutes, and RJ Marshall, Max Christie, but, next game they could play 35. For the Grizzlies, same situation. Although, like, this guy Rupert played 39 minutes, 37 minutes, he doesn't really do a lot in fantasy. But if you tell me, like, Gigi Jackson getting 30 minutes every night, he's a must roster. He had 20 points here. But sometimes he only gets 24 minutes. Javon Small, this guy is getting a lot of minutes, and he's a guy that can get you a lot of assists, 9 assists and 19 points, 3 threes. So I'll take a look at him. If you need assists, I think he does have some upside. Most nights, probably not going to even get 20 minutes. But they really do have a lot of injuries, like Ken Spencer, Central Cover. All these guys are out. My goodness, Prosper, I like him. But, of course, he's up and down, and he doesn't even get 30 minutes here. 3 steals and 8 blocks, 8 rebounds is decent. So if you need a center that can get you some defensive stats, and he can also shoot threes, apparently attempted 8 threes here. Like, take a look at him. So many teams is just tanking. I think the NBA's got to fix this. Especially for fantasy purposes, it's really just, unless you have Jokic, Wemby, Shea, like, those guys are going to come and give it all, like, or you have guys in the playoff team. If you have a good guy on a bad team, you're definitely cooked. The next one, well, speaking of good teams, Denver Nuggets, they did not have Wemby here, and they came back from 20, 136, 139. Jokic, what else you got to say about this man? 20 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Come on, 31 points. It is actually unreal if you have Jokic as your first-round player versus, like, even for a guy like Kate Cunningham, or I'm trying to think, like Devin Booker, although, he's playing well now, but, like, the difference is just insane. Like, I personally wouldn't even trade 2 Devin Bookers for 1 Jokic. You mean, like, I would not trade away my Jokic for 2 Devin Bookers, maybe even 3, to be honest with you. So, yeah, unreal stuff from Jokic. Of course, he's probably going to do it the next 5 years. Jamal Murray, 39 points, also beautiful game, 15 from the line. The rest of those guys, Cameron Johnson, Spencer Jones, Christian Braun, I would have them if there's a back-to-back. I was talking about how consistent Tim Hardaway Jr. is hitting threes. Played just 19 minutes because he was in foul trouble. Spurs, without Wemby, they put up a good fight. Even without Wemby, they are a great team. And immediately, Stephon Castle went off. A triple-double, 10 assists, 11 rebounds at 30 points. Great. And immediately, De'Aaron Fox had a good game. So, if Wemby is missing games, these 2 guys are going to put up, probably top 30, top 40 numbers. Maybe not Castle because his efficiency was horrible, but the counting numbers are huge from these guys. Devin Vassell also hit 4 threes, 18 points, and Dylan Harper played just 23 minutes, but solid enough, 13, 5, and 5. If you need defensive stats and assists, I would stream Dylan Harper, especially if there's a back-to-back. But great win by the Spurs, the fact that they came back from 20 down, 2 more games. While OKC and Boston, they was a super close game. That kind of tells you Celtics is a great team. They are legit. They're on the road. Of course, they don't have Tatum. They only, it was a close game. Peyton Pritchard struggled shooting the ball. It's versus OKC, understandable. 14 points and 2 threes. Jaylen Brown also struggled, but still, the counting numbers are there. 34 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 steals and block. And he hit his free throws, 93%. Great game from him overall. And Nemias, very consistent, 10 rebounds, 1 steal and 2 blocks. I think, we could definitely drop. If you should have Nikola Vucevic, for sure, he's a drop. He's been out as well. But yeah, you look at the roster, Celtic, I think, is just very well coached. I don't think they have crazy amount of talent without Jason Tatum. But, they won so many games. It doesn't really matter. Like, you can have Hugo Gonzalez coming, playing 28 minutes, right? Compete, only a -3. Ron Harper Jr. is actually a +15 in his 12 minutes. For OKC, Shea, MVP level game. Shea and Jokic, man. These two guys, and of course Wemby too. 35 points, 2 threes, 70% from the field, 87% from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, and added 2 steals and 3 blocks. Unbelievable stuff from him. AJ Mitchell right now needs to be rostered. With Jalen Williams out, he's been getting 30 minutes of him. He's a really good player in real life and in fantasy too. Shed Holmgren struggled. No defensive stats. 9 rebounds, 14 points is okay. Ludor, Case, and Wallace, you stream these guys for points and threes and steals. We look at last game of the night. The Lakers, 142. Luka goes crazy, had a 50-point triple-double. For Chicago, they're not known for their defense, but Josh Giddey also had a big game. 6 threes, 15 points, 2 steals, and 27 points. Because they scored 130 points. Everybody kind of had a good game. Matas had 2 steals and 2 blocks for threes. Great. They've been playing Leonard Miller a lot. Not the greatest fantasy player, so I wouldn't really touch him. Jalen Smith came back. If he plays, I like him. We could stream him for points and rebound and threes as a big man. Of course, he's going to give you some blocks. And Trey Jones 6 assists. Of course, we got to have him for assists and points and threes. We look at Lakers. Well, this is the first game. Not the first game. Like LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves, all three had a great game, shooting the ball. Luka finally, he shot 55 points, hit 9 threes, 51 points. This is, if Luka, this is why, things could get. I'm not saying like Lakers are, is gonna go all the way, but if Luka can have a series where he just super hot, he can single-handedly win a couple games if he shoots the ball like this. And of course, OKC's defense is not gonna let you do that. But these guys like Luka, LeBron, when they have good teammates and you double them, they always gonna make the right play. So. Yeah, when you have these three guys, of course, their biggest defense, their biggest issue is defense. That's why they sometimes can't even beat any like below sub 500 teams, a team that don't really have a lot of offensive talent because they struggle to defend. But yeah, if they can figure it out, I think they're for sure underrated. Austin Reeves also had 30 points, great, and the minutes are high for these guys. This game went overtime, no, but Rui Hachimura played 40 minutes. He's finally starting. I don't think we really need to worry too much about him. Maybe if you need points and threes, you could stream him with good efficiency. And Ayton finally started doing what he's supposed to be doing, to be honest. 6 rebounds is good, 23 points and 10 rebounds. 6 offensive rebounds is great. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.